What's going on, everybody? Welcome on into our Week 7 college football show of the week. I'm Riggs Tamburo. That's Mr. Christian Bole. This is presented by the Sports Forum, man. Good to see you. How we feeling? What are we, like halfway through the season already?
That's why I was shaking my head out, man. Like, how are we halfway through the season? It feels like we're just getting started, too. But,
Yep.
Week 7, it's a dandy of a week. I have tragic news for you, though, Riggs. You ready to hear it? I have to go to a wedding on Saturday. I have a wedding on Saturday. I'll have to be that guy at the wedding, like, watching on my phone.
I was going to say, you're going to be that guy that's sitting there, like, they're walking down the aisle and you're like, yeah, woohoo. Yeah.
Forget to mute the
Come
phone.
on, get in, Michigan.
Yeah.
So that's going to be you. But,
Yep.
guys, look, we got a great show for you here. Got a lot of really fun games. First one right out the gate is going to be an absolute banger, 1:30 p.m. We got the number 8 Oregon Ducks taking on number 7 Washington. This one in Washington. They are 3-point favorites. Do you think this line's correct?
I think it is. Like, would you be surprised if this game was in Oregon, if Oregon was favored by 3? I think
No.
this is just a home team gets the 3 points. I think both these teams are super, super even. It's going to be a damn good game, man. I love the Pac-12 conference. It's a shame that it's breaking up because this is the best the Pac-12 has been in probably 15 years.
Isn't that funny?
It's just the way it goes. I mean, this could be a potential matchup in the future as both these teams are headed to the Big Ten, which is just going to be weird to see. The fact that, like, Oregon's in the Big Ten, it's just very funny. But for this game, I mean, you have two great quarterbacks. Say what you want about Bo Nix. I don't think he's a first-round talent, but he will get drafted next year in the draft. Michael Penix Jr., who I think is also phenomenal. He will be a first-round pick. This is potentially the best quarterback matchup we'll see all year until Caleb Williams plays one of these guys. So you have good quarterbacks. Defenses are both pretty good, but I think what's going to set this game apart from any other is I think Washington's wide receivers are so much better than Oregon's. And the skill position for Washington is so much better. I trust Michael Penix Jr. more than I trust Bo Nix. That's why I'm leaning towards Washington -3 in this game.
All right. Well, I'm on the other side of you here. I like the Oregon Ducks plus the 3 points. You mentioned the wide receivers. I do agree with you that the wide receivers at Washington are better, but I think the defense at Oregon is a little bit better. I'm kind of surprised here. You did say the game is in Washington, so I guess I understand, but I still wouldn't think more than 1.5, 2.5 points here. I think once you get to that 3 number, I'm going to take the Oregon Ducks. I just feel like they've already had to face a little bit more adversity, especially on the road. I just don't know if Washington yet has the resume that the Oregon Ducks have. So I'm going to go Oregon here to plus the 3. I'm also going to sprinkle the money line. I believe they win this game outright, and then they jump Washington in the national rankings. So we'll see what happens there, man. But over under in this game, pretty high number, 67.5. I just talked about the Oregon defense being really good. Washington defense, very respectable as well. Do you think it's too high?
I don't, man. I don't. I kind of like this over. It's really high, and the game's at 1:30. If this was a night game, I'd feel a little bit different. I really like the over in this game, man. I think both these offenses are going to put up a lot of points. And say what you want, you can have elite defense, but when you go up against elite quarterbacks, the thing is elite quarterbacks tend to outplay elite defenses. That's just usually how it works. So I'm going to take the over 6. It's a lot of points, man, but I think both these teams could easily score 35. Each.
It is a lot of points, but I'm once again going to go against you here. So I love that we're on different sides. You guys going to hit winners on both sides here, depending on who you ride with. I just think the under here makes more sense. I know you got 2 explosive offenses, but you also have 2 great defenses. I think one of these teams might be good for 35, 38 points, but I don't think the other one breaks that 31 threshold. So even if it's 35, 31, that's 66 points. That's about as high as I can go in this game. So I'm happy with the under. Christian going over. Going to be a fun one there at 1:30 in the afternoon. Good luck to all of you guys there. Jumping over to a game that's kind of surprising to me. Texas A&M. They are 3-point dogs on the road in Tennessee, taking on the number 19 Vols. Does this line make sense to you? Because to me, I feel like Tennessee should be higher on this spread.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. I'm hammering Tennessee in this game. They're retiring Eric Berry's jersey at this game, so you know emotions are going to be high because Eric Berry, an all-time great for the Tennessee Volunteers. I think Tennessee wins this game big. I don't think Texas A&M's that good, dude. I really don't. I don't think the SEC is that good. Outside of Georgia and Alabama's working their way back in, I think the SEC kind of stinks this year.
Mhm.
And Tennessee, I think, is going to smoke Texas A&M. They are going to smoke them. It's going to be a blowout. 3 just seems way too little for this game.
I didn't understand the respect that Texas A&M got last week, and I once again don't understand it this week. When you're on the road in Tennessee taking on this team, maybe if this game was at Texas A&M and you wanted to give them 3 points, maybe you could argue it, but I still would take Tennessee in that game. So I'm going Tennessee here minus the 3 points as well. To me, they're the better team on both sides of the ball. This is a momentum kind of game. They have to get this one, work their way back in. They're number 19 right now. I put them more in that 11 to 12 category personally in the nation, but they got to win this game and they got to win out at this point, to give themselves a true shot here. So give me Tennessee minus the 3 as well. Over under in this game coming in at 55 solid. It was 56, came down a point. Are you going over again?
Yeah, I am. I am going to go over. I think Tennessee's offense has kind of been dormant this year. I think this is the first game that we see them really come out of their shell, and I think they put up 42. And I think Texas A&M is going to score some points just because Tennessee's defense isn't that great. So I'm going to take the over. It's under 8 touchdowns. I think there's 8 touchdowns scored in this game. The total is at 55. So if you get 8 touchdowns, that's 56, and you're over. So I think there's going to be 8 touchdowns scored in this game.
8 touchdowns in this game. Oh man, I'm with you on the over here. I finally will take the bait. Over 55. I like it at 55. I like it no higher than that, you guys. If it's anything more, I truly would lean towards the under or just completely stay off this game. It's 2 really good offenses. This Tennessee team, to me, they're good for at least 35 to 38 in this game. So if Texas A&M can even keep it close and put up 21 to 24 themselves, the over is going to hit here. So we're both going over and we're both going Tennessee. Call us boring, but we're feeling pretty good about that one. So good luck there. Jumping on down to a high flying game, number 10 USC on the road at number 21 Notre Dame. Kind of a surprising line here. You got the Trojans coming in 2.5 point dogs. Do you think they get this done here as dogs on the money line?
See, this is the thing, man. Like, if USC doesn't struggle against Arizona last week, I think this line is more like even money. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if this was a pick'em game, but since they did struggle, I haven't been impressed with USC all year. I haven't. Their offense looks great. Caleb Williams should win back-to-back Heismans. He's been phenomenal. And Notre Dame is coming off a really, really disappointing loss to Louisville, but they've played a tough stretch of games, man. To go from Ohio State to Duke to Louisville and then to USC, I think this team is just going to be exhausted. And I think USC is going to go in there and win this game outright. I'm not even going to take the points. I'm going to take USC on the money line.
Ooh, Christian calling his shot. I'm going to go against you then. And since you're not going to take any points, I'm not going to lay any points, which, that's not very fun, but that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going Notre Dame on the money line to get this thing done. They are 6-0 at the spread in their last 6 revenge games. And I think that's going to happen here once again. I just think this Notre Dame team is better than they're playing. I did not like their loss 2 weeks back. I think they're going to clean this up here. This team, Sam Hartman, they're at home and they're playing a team that can't stop freaking anybody. And the one thing about Notre Dame in this game is that USC hasn't run into in the past few weeks is they haven't run into a team that can stop them and score on them. They've been playing teams that can't stop them, but they can score on them. And at the end of the day, if you're in a shootout, USC is going to beat you every single freaking time. And I think Notre Dame have a chance here to shut them down a little bit. Sam Hartman, the offense, get rolling. USC 1-14 at the spread in their last 15 non-conference games against their foes, man. Come on now. Come on, Notre Dame. If you drop
I want to believe in Notre Dame, man. They were my sneaky pick to make the college football playoff, but I think that Ohio State loss broke them. I think it did. Like that, they have not looked like the same team since that loss. Like against Duke, they almost lost against Duke. You can make the case they probably should have lost against Duke. And against Louisville, they got their asses kicked, man. Like I think that Ohio State loss broke them. And this is going to be the 4th straight ranked opponent they've faced. And USC, I just think Caleb Williams is going to go off, man. I just think he's going to go off, and I think this is going to be a shootout, and give me the better quarterback with Caleb Williams.
Fair enough. You and I talked last week, though, about these odds makers doing some weird things. You got number 10 on the road plus 2.5. All I'm saying, guys, I know the line makes you want to take USC, and I'm with Christian. If you're on USC, forget the 2.5, go money line, try to get paid. But I think number 21 Notre Dame here are favored for a reason. They are better than a number 21 team. They are a number 14, number 15 team, in my opinion. And the fact that they're at home is just enough for me to say Notre Dame get this thing done. So this game is sure to be fun. Good luck to you guys, whichever way you decide to go on the spread or the money line. Over under 60 points. I'll go first in this game. I'm going to go over the 60 points. I just think that USC, yes. Are they going to get shut down a little bit by the Notre Dame offense? Sure. Are we going to see a 72, 80-point game? It might not be that high, but I do think 60 is low enough to take this. I would take this number up to 62.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, USC's defense is god-awful. It is. How can you be such a good coach with Lincoln Riley and still have such a bad defense? And he keeps the same defensive coordinator all the time. Like, what does that dude have on Lincoln Riley that he still has a job? Because you go back to Lincoln Riley's days in Oklahoma. He had elite quarterbacks, elite offenses, and they couldn't stop anyone. They couldn't stop anyone. And it's the same defensive coordinator. Like, figure it out, Lincoln Riley. You are a damn good coach. Like, you should have a couple national championships by now if you could have a semblance of defense. I don't get it. I think this over is a high for a Notre Dame game because Notre Dame typically doesn't score that much. But then you remember they're playing USC and they just gave up 41 points to a third-string quarterback at Arizona. Like,
yes, sir.
It's going to go over, and Caleb Williams is going to score some points. So I'm all over the over here. I'd even go as high as like 66.
Fair enough. Yeah, I'm thinking both teams barely get to that 30 mark, whether it's 31-30, 34-31, something in that realm feels like the right play here. So, and at the end of the day, if somebody gets 27-28, the other team definitely could get 34-35 here and push the over anyway, guys. So 60, feeling like a generous number. Good luck to you in that one. Going to be fun. Jumping on over. Our boy Jay Watts is not in the building, but we're going to talk about his team here because we think they might just be on upset alert. That's the number 12 North Carolina Tar Heels taking on number 25 Miami. Tar Heels here at home, -3.5 points. They're making you lay the hook. Are you going to do it?
This is a tough one, man, because I've been wrong about North Carolina all year. I have. Like, I've been trying to fade them, and they just quietly keep beating the dog shit out of teams, man. Like, they are quietly been stomping everyone. And you had Miami, if Mario Cristobal doesn't have probably the worst coaching move of all time last week, this is a matchup between two undefeated teams. What Mario Cristobal did there was one of the stupidest college coaching decisions I've ever seen. And we watched Nathaniel Hackett coach in Denver for a year. So it was truly amazing how stupid he was on that play. But man, I've been fading North Carolina all year. I have to fade him again, man. I can't buy into this team, man. The defense looks better. Everything looks better. Drake May is elite, and he's going to be drafted in the top 5 of next year's draft. Potentially a Denver Bronco, which I wouldn't hate. I wouldn't hate that. So I just think Miami is a good team. I think they keep this game close. I'm going to take Miami and the points. I'll take the hook. I'm not confident on the money line enough to take them, but I will take the 3.5.
I'm going to back pretty much everything you just said. If you're on Miami, I don't think you guys can take money line here. I think you have to take the 3.5 points. One, Christian mentioned it. You get the hook. Why not take a little bit more than a field goal, you guys, in a game with 56.5 points on the over-under? But I'm in such a toss-up here because, guys, take North Carolina to win the game on the money line. Put them in a parlay somewhere, something like that. I think either way they get this done, as long as Drake May touches the ball last, they're going to win this football game. And I don't trust Miami. I didn't trust them all year. The Cristobal thing, just another reason not to trust these guys. Now they're on the road here in North Carolina, really tough environment. Yes, could they, like you had mentioned earlier, could they maybe take what happened to be pissed off and go win a football game? Very well could happen. But they also might just be unfocused. Things might not be going well in their building. I don't know, man. I think it's North Carolina or nothing when it comes to the money line. And at the points, I guess if I had a gun to my head, I would go North Carolina minus the 3.5 points, but I would be very scared about it. So good luck on that spread. I don't know what you guys want to do there. I think North Carolina money line is the only confident play I can give you here. 56.5 points, man. Obviously, this number opened at 57.5. It's down just a little tiny bit. Do you think the over is once again the move?
Yeah, I mean, they're giving us the hook on this game is just like all hooks because it's going to be tough. Like I said, North Carolina's defense has surprised me a little bit. I've been betting North Carolina overs with how bad their defense has been, and it's been good. 56.5 with Drake May. I'm going to take the over. I'm taking the over. Give it to me. 56.5. I'll ride with the over. It's just, it's 2 little points for a North Carolina game, man. My brain is still broken from the fact of last year, how bad their defense was and how many times Drake May just scored in 3 plays. So I'm going to take the over 56.5. I don't think North Carolina's defense is that good. They will come back to earth. Give me the over.
I'm with you on the over, but I'm on it barely. I got it. I got this 31-27 North Carolina to get this thing done. I do think North Carolina reached 30 points in this game. So I'm going to go ahead and say 58 points is as comfortable as I am on the over. If it breaks 58, you guys, I would lean the other way, but I'm with Christian. 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams have gone over. No reason to think that trend is going to change here. So we're both going North Carolina to win. Christian's taking Miami plus 3.5 points, and we're both going to go over 56.5 points here. Best of luck there. Jumping on down to one that is sure to be an absolute banger. Number 18, UCLA, plus 3.5 points on the road, taking on the number 15, Oregon State Beavers. They are minus 3.5 points here. I mean, look, dude, I guess I got to ask you straight up. UCLA, dogs, money line. Do you take it, or is the 3.5 points the perfect number for you?
In the 20 minutes we've been doing this show, I remember that Oregon State is elite at home. Like they just crush everyone when they play at home. I'm going to take Oregon State minus 3.5. If this game was in Pasadena, I'd take UCLA. But yeah, I flipped, man. I flipped already. I've already flipped it. I love UCLA. But we've seen already when they go on the road, their freshman quarterback struggled in Utah, and Oregon State beat the crap out of Utah. So I'm going to take Oregon State minus 3.5 just because they're at home. That's the only reason. This game makes no sense to me. I want to take UCLA, but I know Oregon State's the right play.
You guys, Christian was out here talking about UCLA as our upset of the week, maybe. So that's why I'm a little bit shocked to hear him flip here. And the fact that he's not even going to take the points, that's crazy to me. I thought you were going to say plus 3.5 here, man.
I know, but I had a voice of reason talk to me and be like, hey, there's a reason why Oregon State is really good at home, and that's because they kick everyone's ass at home. So I flipped my pick. I'm going to take Oregon State minus the 3.5.
I am with you here. Look, this name always gets me. Ugalele. Maybe I got it. Ugalele. Whatever. I'm not even going to do it again, bro. This is like pronouncing UFC names. But look, he looks a lot better here than he did at Oregon. He's rolling right now. He's had as many doubters as you can have. He's shown up every single time this season. He's balled out. He plays well when he needs to. Like you said, at home, you can't beat this football team. You just can't beat them. I don't care if they win by 1 or they win by 14. They're going to win this game. So I am going to lay the spread, but I'm going to buy it up, and I'm going to get you guys plus 120 money here. I'm going Oregon State minus 5.5 at the spread, buying it up here. I think they win this game by 6 or 7 points, maybe even more. I know UCLA are good. Everyone is going to jump on that plus 3.5. 72% of the money right now is on the plus 3.5. We are fading that. We are going Oregon State at home minus 3.5. Now, I will say, I like North Carolina and Oregon State money line parlay.
I don't hate that.
Right?
That's a pretty good parlay in my opinion. Yeah. So I think that's good, safe 2-legger right there.
Plus 160.
That's pretty good. I'd take that.
I'm not hating it.
Yeah.
All right, man. Over under in this game. 54 points. Wow. Here. Okay. You know what? Since you're pointing down,
I'm going under, man. I just think Oregon State's going to shut down UCLA's offense. I think that defense is going to shut them down. I do think Oregon State scores like 30 points in this game, but I don't see UCLA scoring over 14.
Ooh, over 14. Holy smoke. 14?
I mean, look at what Utah's defense did to them, and Utah held them to 7. I just don't see UCLA going in there. For some reason, I thought this game was in UCLA, and I was like, I'm gonna take the Bruins, but it's in Corvallis. So I'm going to roll with the Beavers. But yeah, I'm going to take the under in this one. I think that's the one under I'm taking all week.
I am with you on this under. This is my favorite total we've talked about yet. I think the under 54 here makes so much sense. You guys, this number should not be more than 48 and a half, in my opinion. I think you got two offenses. They run the ball. That's an important piece of both offensive units here. Both teams have strong defenses. This clock's going to move. Possessions are not going to last very long. You're going to see a lot of 3-and-outs, 1 first down, a lot of punts. This game under 54 might just be my favorite play of everything we've talked about so far on the day. So under the 54 points, Oregon State to get it done. If you guys want to have some fun, we're going to go Oregon State money line, North Carolina money line, and a little parlay, try to get you guys paid there. Jumping on over to two local games, man. We got the Wyoming Cowboys plus 10 at the Air Force Falcons this week. Falcons right now, they're undefeated. I have them to go undefeated on the whole year. 10 points. Some people might get scared by that. Oh, well, they're an academy and they like to run the football. And guys, go look at their record. They beat the shit out of people. They're going to do it again here. Air Force minus 10. I'm laying it.
I'm doing the same thing, man. They've covered in every single game, and they've covered easily in every single game. I'm riding the Falcons. Wyoming's coming off a very emotional win against Fresno State last week. I think Air Force brings them back down to earth, and Air Force beats the living crap out of them because that's just what Air Force has done this year. They've just beat the crap out of everyone.
Is it fair that if Wyoming didn't win last week, we'd be looking at a 14, 17-point spread here?
I think Wyoming's pretty solid. I think Wyoming's a really good group of 5 team. This honestly, 10.5 kind of surprised me. It's that high. I thought it'd be like 7.5.
Oh, wow.
So,
okay.
But I'm not gonna fade Air Force because they've covered every single game this year. So I'm gonna ride with the Falcons.
Yep. I'm going Air Force again here, no matter what. You guys, by the way, if you haven't been to the academy and you're able to get in and come watch this game, it is a sight to see. Please come watch the Air Force Falcons. Come support them. They are one of the most fun teams to watch, and the campus, unforgettable. Just going to leave that there. Now, we got the Boise State Broncos on the road coming up to Fort Collins at Colorado State. You got to lay the hook, though. Broncos minus 7.5 here on the road. I'm really high on Colorado State this year. I love Braden Fowler Nicolosi at quarterback. I know they're a little beat up right now. Jay Norvell came out and said we got some running backs that are beat up. We got a few injuries, which is what happens when you get a freaking week 2 bye and now you're screwed for the rest of the year. But I think the 7.5 points here is too good not to take it. So I'm going Rams at the spread.
Yeah, I'm going Rams at the spread too. I just don't think Boise State's that good. And I think CSU keeps this game close. I do think Boise State wins, but I think the Rams cover the spread here.
It's one of those games where you got two really good offenses. Yeah, there's not going to be a lot of defense. Yes, it could be a blowout kind of game that just kind of looks like a blowout, like a 14-point game by the end of it. But the 7.5 here, you guys, it feels good. I got to be honest, I'm going to sprinkle it. Here it comes. I'm sprinkling Colorado State money line. Okay. I got to do it. I really think that everybody knows coming to Colorado is hard to play at. Fort Collins is hard to play at. And like you said about Boise, yes, they are a good football team, but they are not the Boise State that we put them in this upper echelon to be this year right now. So, hey, Colorado State spread and money line. I don't know,
Plus
man.
245 right now. I like that.
245. Hey, y'all trying to get paid on Saturday? Ride along with us. Now, my man, jumping on over. We got a upset of the week for everybody. I'm going to let you go ahead and take the floor on this one. Missouri at number 24, Kentucky.
Yeah, we were looking at this. This was a tough decision for us because there were a lot of games that we liked, but we both came to the agreement. Missouri versus Kentucky. We're going to take Missouri on the money line plus 110. I think we both kind of have the same thought process on this. Kentucky got their asses kicked by Georgia last week. Missouri almost beat LSU. That one of the most tragic bad beats happened in that game. That game broke me. I had that game and then the Maryland game go against me, which was just tragic. Those are two tragic losses to start the day. But I ended up bouncing back. I think Missouri's a good football team. I really do. And I think Kentucky does this every year where they start like 5-0 and then they finish like 8-4. I think Missouri's going to go in there. I think they're going to win. And plus 110 is nice. Some nice juicy odds for an upset, I feel like.
Anyway, if Missouri wins this game, they deserve the number 25 spot in the ranking.
Oh, absolutely. I think they should be ranked over Kentucky right now anyway.
So do I. I think the wrong team's ranked here and the wrong team's favored here. So, guys, we're going to go Missouri all day long. Take the Tigers on the road to knock Kentucky out of the top 25. My man, any other games, any other spread you want to throw out there? I know your boys are like 33-point favorites, something like that. I mean, anything you're looking at.
I mean, Michigan's just that they just got that dog in them, man. They're the most complete
Got that
football team
dog.
in the land. They got that dog in them. There's a bunch of good games, man. Like I really like all of them. Oh, I'm looking real quick. I'm trying to stall. Oh, dude.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Dude. Iowa versus Wisconsin. That's going to be like one of the most disgusting games of all time. I'm making it my personal mission to bet the over in that game. 34.5. It's my personal mission to take that
It's
over.
that low.
It's that low. It's that low. This is going to be some Big Ten football of like, why am I watching this? But I'm making that my personal mission. I know Iowa's missing their starting quarterback. I think Wisconsin's pretty damn good. And this decides the Big Ten West. So I'm going to take the over 34.5 in that. That game's going to be fun. I mean, Michigan is going to beat the absolute shit out of Indiana. Like I'd go up to minus 40 if I could with Michigan because they're going to beat the crap. Indiana sucks, man. They are really bad. So I like Michigan minus 33. Oh, man.
I got one spread I want to ask you about here because to me, it's kind of a scary spread. It's a really scary hook to lay. You got California, Cal, at number 16, Utah. Utah, they are minus 11.5. Would you lay that?
No, I like Cal. Cal's keeping games close. They aren't good, but they're keeping games close. Another one that makes no sense to me, and I get like Arkansas plus 20 against Alabama this week. What have we seen in Alabama that they deserve to be 20-point favorites?
Okay, I'm glad you said that. I thought you were going to say they should be 24-point favorites. I was like, no way.
No. I mean, obviously, Alabama's going to win, but they aren't going to win by 20 plus points. I'll take Arkansas. I like KJ Jefferson in that one.
First half, they're plus 11. I love that.
Yeah, I like that one too. And then give me Purdue plus 19 at home against Ohio State. Ohio State always loses to Purdue in Purdue. So I think Purdue keeps that one close. There's a bunch of underdogs I like this week.
Money line sprinkle, something crazy there?
I mean, no, I'm not that crazy. I don't think Purdue's that good, but plus 19, give me that all day.
All right, guys. Hey, there you go, everybody. That is our Week 7 college football show. Good luck on all of those bets. Make sure you check out our page. We'll have all these cut up for you guys as well. Good luck on that upset of the week, Missouri over Kentucky. Give our man Christian Bole a follow here at Christian_Bole. Myself at Rig Sports Talk. Check out sportsforumdenver.com for some sports articles as well. And we'll see you guys next week. Good luck on those bets.